sorry it took a while to get to here. I was just doing some stuff. I was just playing some Minecraft and someone was cooking upstairs, so didn't want that. So I just waited for it to stop. So now we continue A Daughther Astray. So, where we left off. YIFFY? Jade and Rose explain everything. Okay, while Jade and Rose are busy relieving that moment of intolerable anguish and suspense, let's check back in with the kids for a moment. Planning their escape is going about as well as you might expect. Vriska is tired. We appear to be in no certain terms completely surrounded. I don't wish to come across as pessimistic, but it's hard to see what possibilities we have for a plan of escape. There has to be something we can do. My dad is counting on us to get out of here and meet up with him. Well, I'm also not wishing to be rude, but... It's okay, Tabby. I don't give a shit about being rude. Harry, your dad's plan fucking sucks. There's no way easy out of this. It was simple enough for him to tell us to escape, but we're the ones that have to actually do it. And that advice he gave you? It was a load of meaningless bullshit. Don't get caught. Yeah, no shit. Okay, wow. Firstly, I know this is a stressful predicament, but I think that's going too far. My dad believes in us. And if he thinks there's something we can do, then there has to be a way. It's the only possibility. Okay, how about this for an alternative explanation? Your dad is giddy and high and thrilled of something interesting happening in his life for once. I don't believe this. I've been waiting for my dad to start talking to me again for what feels like forever. And you know what? You couldn't just be happy for me this one time? Oh my god, Harry Anderson. I know you spent so much time crying on your date night popcorn about this, but please give it a break. Just listen to me for once. This isn't about your hang-ups with your dad, okay? We're in the middle of a war that is in some part his fault. And instead of taking responsibility and acting like a grown-up, he decided to rope us all into this insane game he thinks he's playing. Frissy, I don't think that's fair. Uncle John isn't to blame for this. Yeah, no shit, Tab. This whole situation is because of your insane Hitler mom. Okay, now, that was uncalled for. That's not cool. Oh, what, so you're just gonna pretend that his mom isn't a literal dictator? He doesn't need you to stick up for him, Brissy. He's fucking loaded. Harry, all of our families are obscenely wealthy. We're standing in your mom's boutique living room. You can't exactly play a privilege card here. And Tavros, you don't have to defend Mr. Egbert just because you feel weird about him trying to kidnap you that one time. If anything, you should be on my side here. John clearly got a track record of doing anything for a moment of excitement without thinking of the consequences. Yeah, that's how the breath players be. Okay, I guess I will hate this chapter. Remember what he did on Harry's birthday that one time? Tavros, he could have killed you. Why else do you think you're such a wimpy, traumatized baby? Okay, that isn't the reason for that, and I feel like your implied concern for my childhood well-being is less sincere than it is an attempt to weaponize something difficult to me in order that you can win an argument with Harry Anderson. Would you all just shut up? Holy shit, Vriska. I feel like I'm going fucking insane. Is it Weebly Wiggler trauma tantrum era, or the three of you always is pathetic? Nobody answered that. It was a bulge achingly rhetorical. Just keep quiet for a moment while I insult you some more. Frissy, you're all cool and all, but I'm getting tired of this teen nonsense. John's advice totally blows, but at least he understands what needs to be done. Don't insult my friends. Only I get to do that. Tavros, stop being such a wimp. Nobody has time for this pansy clownery. Don't you remember what happened to the last clown I had to deal with? Yeah, I thought so. And Harry, listen. Neither you nor your friends have anything really important going on. Your lives and your planet are a total bore, but somehow John loves you anyway. Try to be fucking grateful for that every once in a while. Not everyone is so lucky. Anyway, forget his advice. John wasn't counting on you to get us out of this. He was counting on me. So from now on, everyone just follow my lead and do what I say. And if that doesn't sound like a good enough deal for you, then just stay out of my way. Alright, I'm glad you can at least recognize when a grown-up is talking. Harry, go to your room. What? No? You're not my mom. And nobody's more grateful for that fact than me. You need to arm yourself, stupid. None of you even have a way to fight. Oh, here, take this. What is it? It's your stupid face is what it is. Just kidding. It's a spare striped specimen. Want to prove you'd make it on Alternia? Take this and go grab a weapon. Meet us back here in a minute. A what? A minute! God! Alright, I'm going. Oh my god. Go grab a weapon. He gets a striped festivus. Nice. Alright, I'm back in my room. There's just one small problem. I don't think I own any weapons. There's a prop swords in my closet, but they're all made of foam and plastic. Ugh, this is so hard. Hey, dumbass, why are you messaging me from your bedroom? We are literally in the same house. We were just in the same argument. Yes, I know. Sorry about that. The argument, I mean. It's whatever. I didn't mean to get so mad at you and Tavros. Well, maybe I did mean to get mad at Tavros, but I still feel bad about it. Everything's just been stressful today. Harry, I said it's whatever. Okay, but I need your help here. I only have a minute, and I can't think of anything to assign to the Sprite Specibus. Can you ask Vriska if she has an idea? No, I'm not going to bother with her since she's with such a pointless question. And besides, I think she's busy right now. She's sort of huddled in a corner, muttering to herself. Huh, maybe she's nervous. Either that, or I don't think she's nervous. But it reminds me of how you get sometimes when you're practicing your lines over and over. Huh, okay. Weird. Time's ticking, Harry. Fuck. I'm still all out of ideas. Ugh, come on, there's bound to be something up there. Anything can be a weapon if you know how to use it. That's easy for you to say, on account of all the actual weapons you have in your room. Look, Harry, just because I happen to own a lot of incredibly deadly armaments doesn't mean I couldn't improvise if necessary. It's part of what makes me badass enough to be a member of the rebellion. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, you've got a bunch of sewing stuff in your room, right? Ooh. Feel free to skip the part where you make fun of me for it. No, dongface, I wasn't going to. Oh, then I don't understand. You need a weapon, remember? Roll 8. Scissors. Scissor kind. Yes! Okay, there's a bunch of sharp things here. Pity you aren't one of them. So, what are we working with? It's mostly just pins and needles. I doubt they'll be much good. Are you kidding? Needles are awesome. That's what my mom uses. She could probably skin you alive with a pair she wanted. Maybe I don't doubt that, but maybe not this type of needle. Come on, I know you want to. No, that would be dumb. These things are way too small. I think I'd be the world's worst acupuncturist or something. I'll just go with this pair of scissors instead. Ooh. Go and kill a kill here. Catalog your trusty pair of sewing scissors. You've brought many a colorful character to life with these babies. You're pretty sure you could bring just as many to death with them as well. Nice. Okay, there we go. I knew all along that he had it in you, so I guess this means I've allocated the striped specimens with a scissor kind abstratus. Using this weird vocab and stuff feels weird. I'm not sure why, but it seems as though everything that's about to happen is much more important now. Or maybe it already has, but I just didn't understand how important until this moment. Sometimes maybe all you need to bring a feeling home to you is some nonsense-sounding words that possibly don't mean anything. Yeah. This is what we learn in theater. Sounds fake as shit to me. Well, yeah. I just think it's just a sense, but I have a feeling it's gonna be a long day. You have a feeling it's gonna be a long day. Never mind. Lost my train of thought. Okay, well, it can't have been that important. But either way, we don't have any more time for this. Hurry back downstairs. Vriska's waiting. Everyone is congregating. Okay, I think I'm as ready as ever I'm gonna be. Which isn't really saying very much. How about you guys? Well, in simple terms, we're fucked. We still don't have a way out, and more reporters are showing up every second. And the moment we step outside, we're targets for the Crocker cops. We must evade them at all costs. They are, with some certainty, under orders to capture Vrissy and also me. And I'm not sure whose punishment's likely to be worse. How are you holding up, Tavros? Me? I'm quite well, Harry Anderson. Thank you for asking. Just say it, Tavros. Why are you like this? However, I must admit, the thought of our impending pursuit and potential capture makes my blood run cold. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more nervous I feel. I've had stage fright before, but this is ridiculous. Look, Tavros, in case we don't make it out of this, I just want to say that I'm so Alright, are we done here? Forget it. I've been stuck in this room for what feels like a month, and I'm at my fucking limit. I'm out of here. But you can't just frisk out. We're trapped. How are we supposed to leave? You guys are free to do whatever you want, but I'm just going to use the front door. Excuse me? Later, bitches. Oh my god, there she goes. Friska, wait, I'm coming too. Oh fucking Christ. Reporter 1, join live for a neighborhood in the Carpathian Kingdom, where the perpetrators have finally decided to show their faces. Oh, are alleged to have killed the beloved salvational figure Gamzee Makara. Many his boots jingle forever in paradise. This is awful. Denounced by government sources as a band of violent rebellion extremists. Children of creators, themselves rebellion leaders. Outfits could at best be described as only moderately fashionable. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Hey, excuse me, Miss Terrorist? Care to give a statement? No, don't. Thought you'd never ask, buddy. You want a statement? Got one right here. Ahem. Hey, hi humans, what's up? Get all your fucking news grubs turned up to the max because I'm only going to say this once. Do you want to know who I am? My name is Vriska Circuit, and I'm the creator of this world never knew it had. I left my home behind and put a stop to the demon who burned 2 universes for fuel, also that this planet could come into existence. Without me, none of you would even be here. Capiche? Now, you may have heard people saying a lot of things about us. They want you to believe that we are violent terrorists who want to destroy your religion and your very way of life on this planet you call home. So I just wanted to take a moment to clarify the situation. Oh, fuck. You fucking bet we are. I'm done and seen things that would make every single one of you piss yourselves dead. So I've seen enough to know that this planet is a fucking disgrace. It's a joke. Not even a very good one. This planet is a sad little joke of a world squatting inside the biggest, lamest joke in the history of existence. You know, I bet nobody here even knew who I was. Everything I did for you. You didn't need some idiot clown to redeem you. Everything you needed was already here, because I fucking built it for you. And after all that, you couldn't even have the decency to be boring and nice to each other. So guess what? The carnival is over. I killed that harlequin son of a bitch, and I hope he burns in clown hell forever. But for the crime of falling for his disgusting lies, your society, no, your whole planet, it deserves to burn straight to mega hell, and I'm gonna be the one to fly it there. I'm gonna shatter your paradise into pieces with my bare hands and shit in its grave. How's that for a fucking statement? You got all of that, Jane Crocker? Do you understand what's coming for you? You've messed with Vriska fucking Circuit. And she has had... Oh, fuck. Grazed her. Enough. Vriska snaps. Oh! Oh no. Oh fuck. Oh shit, I need to take a second. Why? I thought she fucking got decapitated. A whole bunch of things started happening at once. Here's just a few of them. In the blink of an eye, Vriska is airborne. She is evidently, and by her own admission, had enough. She reaches out with incredible speed and grabs the microphone that was brandished at her a moment before. In one smooth motion, she helicopters it around her head by the cord and sends it hurtling into the face of the witless journalist whose needling questions had been so irritating. He sprawls in the driveway, 2 rivulets of red starting to spring from his expertly broken nose. From its hole in the wall of Roxy's house, the bullet that flew over Vriska's shoulder seethes with indignant rage, fears to have missed such an easy shot. It is swiftly joined there by 6 more. The secret police have begun to open fire with a vengeance, if not a great deal of accuracy. Even before her first victim hits the deck, Vriska's already winding up a punch to the jaw of the next. She has wedged some of the signature octahedral dice between her fingers as a makeshift knuckle duster. There's a deliciously pointed crunching noise when her fist connects. And in his hiding place behind a moderately sized garden gnome, Tavros Crocker lets out a small rodential squeal and puts his hands over in front of his eyes. Fearing gunfire, the few paparazzi who aren't currently getting their asses handed to them by the world's angriest traffic cones. The world's angriest traffic cone. Don't call Vriska that. Hold on. Start to trip over each other. Diving for cover, a small fortune's worth of very expensive recording equipment is dropped and promptly shattered on the ground in the ensuing scuffle. The instantaneous loss of such a large sum of money causes a substantial drop in the ambient air pressure and conjures up a stiff breeze. Tucked inside of a small yet accommodating shrub, Harry Anderson worries that he might be forgetting how to breathe. He takes a series of gasps in and out, just to be sure, and clutches his scissors very tight. The stiff breeze comes in at a cheerful 5 on the Beaufort wind force scale. Fresh. Tavros wishes he had chosen a bigger gnome. Bullets continue to stupidly fly wide, and Vriska tosses her dice into the air without even looking. In a single beat of her fairy wings, she zips over to a nearby car, reaches underneath the front fender, and lifts. The fluorite octet tumble end over end, and the gunshots seem for a moment to coalesce in the sound of a thunderous roulette. Vriska is now holding the car end on above her head, its burglar alarm wailing in protest. In a dance-like motion, she spins in space twice, before loosing this vehicle skyward like an Olympian might like a hammer. Like an Olympian might a hammer. Words? The press are fleeing for their lives, their professionalism and trash equipment abandoned. As one of the snotty-faced and terrible reporters attempt to hide in the shrub, Harry gives her a cautious jab in the leg with her scissors. Then he curls into a shaky ball and tries to remember the advice John gave him. Don't panic. The dice land, a booming, wordless voice pronounces, what? That sounds French, hold on. Canon de Vitrebeauval? I don't even fucking know. The car approaches the apex of its trajectory, and as it slows, it appears to hang in the air in a manner quite uncharacteristic of motor vehicles, yet to be fitted with hover technology. It winks coyly in the afternoon sun. Far away in her lair, Jane Crocker grabs the two sides of her computer monitor with enough strength to snap it in two. She can't believe what she's watching. Behind her, from a shadowy corner of the room, there's an agitated growling noise and the rattle of chains. The ground begins to shake as a battery of naval cannons materialize in flashes of cerulean light and drop into formation behind Vriska. Ooh, she cracks her knuckles, one by one, with each impact. The vibrations cause Tavros' gnome to fall over. Oh. The enfiladus halted without recording a single hit. The secret police, perched strategically in trees and behind mailboxes, are now doing a synchronized slowly take off your badass shades and gawk at the sky type routine. The car seems to regard the laws of gravity as a mere suggestion. Don't make a scene. Vriska's circuit laughs. The guns roar. To all of this and more, Vriska is blissfully ignorant. She doesn't register the tearful and sniveling faces of the hapless journos as they beat a hasty retreat, nor the bruised and bloody faces of the ones writhing about on the ground, their purpling eyes and gasping mouths giving them the look of particularly wronged fish. In the mayhem, she doesn't notice Harry or Tavros or even the toppled gnome. All these details and more sail above her head like a home run over an especially stubby shortstop. The only thing that registers to Vrissy Mariam Lalonde in this moment is a pair of brilliant orange eyes, framed by azure-tinted glasses and cut under with a sharp smirk. Ooh, the sounds of gun and cannon fire soak half-heartedly into her auricular sponge clots. Sponge clots? Oh, her clothes. The ground beneath her is shockingly still, and all the while those eyes seem to burn something deep into her, leaving pitch-black scorch marks in parts of her psyche she didn't even know existed. In all her life, Vrissy has never seen anyone look so cool, and it drives her nuts. As a blossoming fireball above wilts into an angry smoky cloud, and flaming bits of X-car begin to absolutely pelt it down all around her, she feels someone grab her wrist. It's Harry Anderson, wearing an expression of animal panic. His mouth moves to form words she can't hear, but the message gets across all the same. It's time to get the fuck out of here. The Crocorite Fuzz has more pressing things to worry about than giving the chase. The good fortune keeping the kids safe from the deadly automobile volley does not seem to be contagious, so they flee. Through the suburbs and into the spindly checkered streets of the Central Carapacian Kingdom, the four of them tear away towards the bell tower in the distance. Vriska flies out in front, a pole star of the color of carrot. Immediately behind her is Tavros, whose many years of mourning jogs with his father in emotional torment, his mother, has given him a frankly stupid degree of endurance, though you wouldn't think to look at him. His glasses are beginning to slip and bounce on his slickling nose with every stride. A short way behind him is Vrissy, who is hanging aback a little. Harry, who is still clutching her arm, is starting to lag. He has his eyes squeezed shut as he runs, and Vriski thinks he can hear him muttering something to himself over and over between staggered breaths. Don't get caught! Don't get caught! Vrissy turns away as a mixture of pity and embarrassment threatens to join the worsening stitch in her side. Nobody gives chase. No one shouts, "Stop those kids!" in a commanding voice, or implores some poor taxi driver to step on it. But they dare not slow. Tavros feels as though some dark and sinister shape is lurking just out of sight. It reminds him of the nights at home when he would sprint through tall, imposing trophy rooms and mirror-walled hallways, racing for the miserable safety of his bedroom's glow after turning off the kitchen light. What he wouldn't give to be back there now. With their old lives quite exploded, he's unsure whether they're running out of danger or into it. And the brightness radiating off of Vriska has all the safety and comfort of a supernova. Rissy, meanwhile, is considering growing her hair out. Aha! After a stomach-churning amount of frantic hightailing, the kids turn a corner and an esophageal road vomits them, finally. What? Esophageal road vomits them out into the central plaza. Compared to the cramped city streets, this wide open space feels agoraphobic, exposed. The bell tower thrusts itself into the clear sky from the other side, all mnemonic and pointy, and its lengthening shadow beckons into safety. Between the center of the large and perfect square is a familiar Dirk Strutter memorial statue, standing stoic and still. Surrounding his plinth is a circular fountain, and all round the circumference dozens of... Okay. Words. What are words? And around the circumference, dozens of knee-high cherubic figures piss angelically inward. His effect is unreadable. Is it apathy? Boredom? Contemplation? As kids hurry past, the shimmering particles shaken from Vriska's wings dance in the polished bronze of his shades. For a moment, his reflective face is suffused with an aura of conspiracy. Nobody pays him the slightest bit of attention. The four stop a while at the tower's base, chests heaving for air. Nobody says anything. They just sort of stand there and ache at each other's company for a bit. Vriska lights on the ground, rakes her throat, quietly spits out a little wad of blue, and wipes her mouth. Wipes her mouth unceremoniously. Tavros pats Harry Anderson tentatively on the arm. Vrissy tries to be badass and coughs up something too, but she doesn't really make it work. Harry simply rests his hands on his knees, doubled over and shaking his head. Tavros looks over at Vrissy over Harry's arched back and puffs out cheeks with his wide eyes. He gives him a tired half-smile in return, and Vriska quietly massages a crick on her neck and rolls first one shoulder, then the other. It's unclear who cracks first, but someone does, and in an instant all of them are dissolving in a bout of relieved giggles. It starts off as a light, bubbly kind of mirth before the sheer enormity of what they've just done settles in, and they progress to full-on belly laughing. The adrenaline in their blood turns to helium and begins to fizz. All at once they feel lighter than air. They're survived. They're fugitives. Tavros has to take his glasses off to wipe his eyes. Vrissy laughs so hard she thinks she might be sick. Harry Anderson has to go and be actually sick, which doesn't so much kill the mood as vaguely envelop it in the smell of puke. He has a wobbly grin on his face as he wipes the spittle from his chin, though. Vriska shakes her head, getting rid of her smirk like a wet dog would its water. Then puts her hands on her hips and huffs loudly up at the tower. Well, I'm not hauling all three of you up there. She walks over to the little oak door set into the bathroom of the Campanile. Before she can grab the handle, Tavros pipes up. We won't be able to get in that way. He starts to recount, however, since the incident, the little oak door to the helical staircase, which runs from the bottom to the top, has been securely locked to prevent copycats, he speculates. Oh, Vriska gets bored halfway through the explanation, though, tries the latch anyway, and is the only one who isn't surprised when the door swings politely open. Everything's coming up, Circuit. She bows theatrically, gesturing for the others to make their way inside, and then leaps into the air with a beat of her wings. Last one to the top is a clown fucker! There's John, in his god-tier clothes. Yeah! Yeah! You made it! I knew you had it in you. Aw, thanks. Hold on. Of course we made it, John. It was a walk in the park. Had some of my best moves planned out, gave them the speech of a fucking lifetime, and then they all just ran away without even trying to fight that properly. Frankly, I'm a little insulted by just how easy it was. But you must have known it would be a piece of grub cake. After all, we had me there. Vriska, it's nice to see that you're basically the same exact person you've always been. You're welcome. Honestly, I'm still a little bewildered by your being here, but I guess I'm happy to see you anyway. Especially in a context that doesn't involve any amount of kissing a clouch. Any amount of kissing a... Oh. He was about to say a clown. Not right now, you fuckhead. Oh, crap. Sorry. Anyway, thanks for helping out, I guess. I can take it from here, though. Be my guest. Okay. If you wouldn't mind, Vriska, I'd like to talk to my son, please. Oh, right, sure. Don't let me get in your way. I'll just be over here, basking in the knowledge of a job well done and plotting acts of violence. Thanks. Living to a respectful distance this second. Hate to bleed all over your touching reunion. Sorry about that, Harry Anderson. Where were we? Oh, right, your escape. I guess I already said, but I knew you had it in you. Yeah, I guess so. I realized that it was a lot to handle, though. You could say that again. I wasn't until after I hang up that I remembered that I never gave you that striped specimen for your 16th birthday. Oh, it's okay. Vriska had a spare. I put my sewing scissors on it. It was all really I had at the time. That sounds kind of familiar. I kind of stumbled ass backwards into getting stuck with my first hammer, but after a while I couldn't imagine having picked anything else. I'm sure you'll do amazing things with it. You already did, in fact. I'm sure Jane is feeling really butthurt about things this very minute. This prankster's gambit is tipped back in our favor, that's for sure. Yeah, if it's alright, Dad. I don't really want to talk about it all that much right now, though. You're right, it was kind of a lot to go through. That's okay. We don't have to talk about that if you want. Honestly, who cares about Strife's Best Buy or the prankster's gambit or whatever? That's not what's important. I'm just glad to know that you're safe. Dad? Yes, son? Can you ask you a question? Anything. Okay, cool. So, how come you're wearing that thing? Thing? You know, the windsock. I thought it was pretty busy getting eaten by moths in a museum or something. Please don't tell me you broke in there just to get it back. Oh, the god-tier outfit. Don't worry, I can just sort of manifest this whenever I want. Although now you mention it, the guys at the museum will probably be wondering where it went. Or maybe it's still there. To be honest, I have no idea where this is the same outfit. I don't think it follows the same laws of physics and stuff that normal clothing does. These are just your basic magic pajamas at the end of the day. And it didn't occur to you, magic them any bigger? You just look like, well, a grown adult wearing clothes for a kid. It's kind of embarrassing to look at. You're right. I admit I didn't give it a whole lot of thought. I just felt like the right thing to put on at the time. I'm pretty sure no such time has ever existed. I don't believe this. What have I ever done to deserve such cruelty from my own son? I guess you're right, though. The old thing is pretty uncomfortable in a lot of ways. Maybe when we get a moment, we should brainstorm a redesign. No pressure, though. Have a think about it anyway. In the meantime, I need to go have a quick word with the other Vriska. Frissy. Frissy. Oh, right. Frissy, sorry. Hello there. I guess you were listening to all that. No, not really. I just have a sense of hearing that's particularly attuned to the sound of other people talking about me. Or, well, I did until recently. Huh. I bet it's a bit strange having the original Vriska around. I will say that it's very confusing having you both in the same place at once. Oh man, now that I think about it. This feels like the perfect conditions for some identical twin-type shenanigans, like in The Parent Trap or something. No. I'm not sure how either of you would feel about being played by Lindsay Lohan, though. Shut up. But anyway, Vrissy, your moms called me a while ago. They sounded very worried. You weren't answering your phone. Obviously, I was busy. Well, anyway, they're on their way here. Jade is coming too. They should arrive any minute. Oh, you're kidding. Here they come now. I can see them over there. Wait, Vrissy doesn't like her parents or what? Or maybe it's Jade. Hey! They're both god tier, but that's amazing. I love that. I love that. Just gracefully airdrop. It's so nice to see them all back, but where's Dave? Hey guys! Ah, Rose, it's so good to see you, even though I guess we've seen each other not even a day ago. Yes, hello again, John. It's good to see you too. Oh wow, that has to be the smallest number of words you've ever greeted me with. And Jade, it's been too long? I'm glad you're here. Hi, John. Me too. I knew you were involved in the Troll Rebellion as well, but I didn't think you'd turn up looking quite so cool. I think the camo really suits you. Jade? Is everything okay? You seem a little out of it. Oh, I'm fine, John. Everything is fine. It's just, Rose, a little help here? I think what Jade is trying to say is that, to stay within your chosen topic of outfits for the moment, the two of us are currently experiencing a sudden bout of speechlessness that is not entirely related to the present state of yours, which is to say, the pajamas. Look, it's so short. You can see his belly. I've heard of suns out, Tums out, but this is a little extreme. Anyone would think you didn't know that there's a war going on. Not to be rude, of course. No, it's all right, Rose. I've already heard the same thing from Harry Anderson. In fact, if anyone else would like to criticize the clothes, now's your chance. Please feel free to form an orderly queue right here. Kanaya, I'm sure you've got something to say about it, right? Kanaya? Do not mind me, John. I'm simply making sure that my daughter over here is all right and not causing any more trouble than I'm certain she already has. And not the good kind of trouble which involves acts of misbehavior towards figures and structures of immense corruption or maleficence. Such as the kind of trouble we are presently in and will continue to be in for a while. Our causes remain true. Meanwhile, I trust my wife, whom I love utterly, to make known to you everything that is happening at the present moment without tactical omission in a manner that is comprehensive and unexpurgated. All right then. So, what's up, Rose? This doesn't seem to be the question, doesn't it? The situation is difficult to describe. Oh, I'm sure it's not all that bad. I mean, sure, I guess we are in a bit of a complicated mess. Especially since Vriska showed up, killed Gamsey, and declared herself and the rest of us terrorists or something. You're welcome. But it's nothing we shouldn't be able to think our way out of now that we're all together, right? John. There's something I need to tell you. There's no pointing in hiding it anymore. Jade's words, spoken and nothing more than a dramatic whisper, nevertheless seems to echo in John's face. Her face is somehow in shadow despite the sunny day, and John swears there's even an expected chill in the air. He feels a nervous, prickling sensation crawl up his way in his spine. The windmills in John's brain slowly start to creak in motion. Must be something big. Something really big. Something so big that his sister would come all the way here to tell him, in a person, abandoning her scouting mission in the middle of an armed conflict to do so. As well as her husband. John realizes with a start, as Dave's curious absence finally brings itself to his attention. Hot on the heels of realization is another, and then another. Jade's mouth moves without a sound now. The wind that only exists in John's head is drowning out everything she's saying as it whips whips itself up into a gale, and his mind races frantically towards a conclusion. All at once, he reaches the eye of a storm, and then from somewhere out of a half-remembered dream comes a cessation of falling, a burning golden city, a girl screaming. There's only one thing that Jade Harley has ever valued so highly before everything else, even her own life. Family. Jade, are you pregnant? What? No, John, I'm not fucking pregnant. Oh, putting aside the fact that it's completely impossible for a whole bunch of different reasons, why did you even say that? Were you listening to what I was saying? I was, now I have to start all over again. John, I have a daughter. She's almost Harry Anderson's age. You have a daughter? Yes. You had a daughter? Yes, John. Wow. I'm a little shocked about this. I mean, you have a daughter? Yes, John, I have a daughter. John. In fact, I've had a daughter for quite a while. I'm sorry. I'm struggling to process this a bit. She's nearly Harry Anderson's age. Then that means you had a daughter for 15 years? Yep. Wow. I'm not sure how to feel about this. John, I have had a daughter for 15 years and I didn't tell you about it, and I am so very sorry if that hurt your oh so precious feelings. It is deathly quiet. You, of all people, don't get to judge, okay? Everyone was getting married and having babies all the time, and I just wanted to have that for myself so badly. You have no idea what it was like, living on that fucking island with my dead grandfather, waiting for forever for you to finally wake up, and then I went through all of that nonsense all over again on the ship through the yard, and then, when it was over, I thought maybe I could have something like a normal life, but then you just vanished on everyone for years. Everyone was busy building the lives we'd all been working for. Rose and Kanaya, Roxy and Callie, Jake and Dave and Carget they were... Look, I knew, okay? I knew that on some level, they just didn't want me there. I knew the plans they had for each other, even when they didn't. And it was clear that I didn't fit into those plans, but they just wouldn't admit it. I tried so hard to get them to see what they wanted, but it just didn't work. Then Carget left, and I couldn't just leave Dave by himself after that happened to Dirk, so I stayed. I tried to be the good person and stay, but then he... Jade, it's all right. I can take it from here. Jane leads soggily into Rose's shoulder. Jade, I'm sorry, John, if you start crying as well, we shall never get anywhere. Right, sorry. I'm sorry I got a little lost in all of that. Could we rewind a little? I think that might be for the best, narratively speaking. Got a touch sidetracked. So to rewind, Jade wanted a child of her own, but while she was with Dave and Carcat, the three of them were unable to conceive one due to a number of reasons. They looked into adoption, but, well, let's just say that if the administration was getting uncomfortable about adoption between a troll and a human, they were starting to be outright obstructionist when it comes to one between a troll and two. Having exhausted all other options for producing or fostering a child between the three of them, Jade had to look elsewhere. You mean find a surrogate or something? Correct. It was at this point that Jade came to me. I could understand her pain quite acutely, and so I agreed to carry a child on her behalf, without telling Kanaya. Okay, what? I mean... What? Okay, the problem is not telling Kanaya. That's it. There's another silence. Brissy is stunned, all 8 pupils staring at her mother in shock. He and Taros are trying to find somewhere to look that isn't straight at Rose. Vriska, meanwhile, is sporting a grin as wide as a bus, and she looks like she wants to give someone a high five. I mean, that's Vriska for you. Jada's picture of misery. Kanaya doesn't seem surprised or angry or even disappointed. She just folds her arm expectantly. John is discovering that she can't decide what to do with his hands. He feels impossibly embarrassed. I'm not sure why I made that decision. I regret not telling Kanaya, of course, but I can't say I regret going through with it. At the time, it didn't feel as though the deception was even all that prolonged. The whole affair was short, purely physical, and nothing more. Kanaya finally moves to stand next to her wife. She places a softly glowing hand on the shoulder that hasn't been generously watered by Jade. Rose and I have already discussed this in private before. Coming here, and I have therefore already said everything that I would like to say on the matter. And vis-a-vis on the matter, I think that's really all that there is to say. I wanted to be able to tell Vissy this in person. However, moreover, for her benefit, and for that of everyone else, I feel in my capacity as a mother and leader, I should make it clear, this is not something that will undermine Rose's and my relationship, neither as comrades or as couples. I am upset at being lied to, and for no other reason. And in particular, I would like to make it understood that I do not and never will see Jade as having jeopardized our marriage through the simple crime of wanting to be a mother. If anyone in this world understands the lengths to which a person will go to achieve such an end, then that person is me. That's good. That's good. As she says this, Kanaya looks at Vissy, and it's a look all filled to bursting with 2 universes and countless lifetimes worth of love and maternal devotion. To all observers, Vissy is either on the verge of bursting into tears or gagging. It could really go either way. Oh. So, just to get this straight in my head, Rose, if you're the mother, then since obviously neither Dave or Karkat is the father, who is it? Jade is made of knives. John, there isn't a father. Jade and I are the sole parents of this child. That's quite all right, John. Although you might like to direct that apology more towards your sister. And all I will say is that if you would like to take up the particulars with us some other time... Here Rose looks pointedly at the various teens dotted about the belfry, all whom are remarkably interested in the local architecture all of a sudden. Then I'm sure Jade and I can walk you through some basic concepts. I'm about to change the subject. Okay, so how did you hide? Oh, that was simple. Jade's genes being, as they were part canine, the gestation period was substantially reduced. I carried the baby to term in just under 2 months. Since she wasn't familiar with human pregnancy at the time, I assumed Kanai simply thought I was looking a little more substantial than usual, and didn't think it polite to comment. In defense of my observational skills, I feel like I should point out that you had recently recovered miraculously from a debilitating and potential fatal illness, a state in which you were exceptionally malnourished, to say the least. Well, quite. Anyway, with the messy part finished, all that was left was a trifling matter of Jade and I raising the child together in secret for 15 years. Oh. A task that we performed flawlessly until a few short moments ago, where she became the political prisoner of a certain Jane Crocker. So they took YIFFY. Jade named her child YIFFY? Oh my god, no offense, Jade, but that bitch! So this, finally, is the predicament that we are presently faced with. Jane has taken YIFFY hostage in retaliation for her supposed kidnapping of her son and the murder of her former favorite clown. Shut up, Jane. The fact that only one of these things actually happened and the rebellion is responsible for neither of them will not matter to her in the slightest. The woman means murder. Christ, okay, I think I understand everything so... Wait, you mean to tell me not only do I have a sister, but you named your secret child YIFFY? Vriska quietly settles herself as a high-five partner. With geological slowness, Rose turns to face her one reasonably named daughter, a tinge of embarrassment coloring her face for the first time this afternoon. Well, no, we didn't call her YIFFY. That would be quite ridiculous thing to which to burden a child. Her full name is Yiffany Longstocking Lalonde Harley. What the fuck? It was, in hindsight, a monumentably terrible decision acting as the final chapter in a long series of novels, each one full of progressively more terrible decisions than the last. But that is the name that we decided upon. You have to understand this whole situation. No. Callie, what the fuck? You have to understand this whole situation ended up playing out like a bit of an ironic game of chicken between the two of us. Something that far outstripped anything that the Strider fraternity could have produced in their wildest, most JPEG creative wet dreams. But in the end, that triumph of irony came back to bite us in the fucking ass, as irony is wont do. As irony is wont to do. What are words? There was absolutely no possibility of us casually letting you all know that, by the way, we had a secret daughter named YIFFY Longstocking. At least not right away. Okay, Longstocking is kind of okay, but YIFFY? Would you curse your child with the word YIF in it? Would you? It did not. It did not destroy Rosemary. Kanaya just said it does not affect their marriage at all. She's just disappointed that Rose didn't tell her any sooner. Kanaya understands the struggle the isolation struggle that Jade went through, and so she does not harbor any ill intentions towards Jade Harley. Rosemary is still fucking living. Everyone lapses into a third meaningful silence. Wait, hold on. There was absolutely... Okay, at least not right away. But carapacian change of name paperwork is so complex and circuitous that even eventually keeping quiet forever just seemed like the more reasonable option. So, here we are. Everyone lapses into a meaningful silence, one which has an air of finality about it, as they collectively contemplate the here that they are. They have plans to make. Even now, YIFFY is likely being held at a spoon point, subject to the mercies of a power-crazed tyrant in pagliacal mourning. The war for the plan is only just getting started, and the worst likely is still to come. And yet, when Rose slowly wipes a single tear from her eye and leans to touch foreheads with Kanaya, John suspects that the whole thing might just have brought them all closer together. Beside him, Harry Anderson stifles a sleepy yawn. The day, which once threatened never to end, is now fading from the world. As the sky above starts to purple, the heaviness of the events hanging over them dissolves into the warmth of the evening sun. And a refreshing current of air seems to blow the last traces of it away like the merest dust. It's only later that night, in the mess hall on board the Rebellion ship, that John absently-mindedly turns to Jade and asks, "So, where's Dave?" So why? So is Dave still with the fucking with Friend Sim? Okay, so is Candy Dave still with Friend Sim Dirk? Friend Sim Child Dirk. Because Dave needs to return. Pastor Quest. Yeah, Pastor Quest, not Friend Sim. Pastor Quest Dirk and Candy Dave are currently together. Okay, the only unfortunate thing about this is fucking naming your child YIFFY Longstocking. Mostly YIFFY. Why YIFFY? Just... Why? Why? Jade doesn't have to be such a fucking furry to curse her child with such a name. It's just unfortunate. Kanaya is only disappointed, but it does not affect their marriage at all, as so they say. Uh, 50 minutes of reading. Wow. Ugh. People who are overreacting and saying that it destroyed Rosemary, I don't know. It's not like Rose couldn't have like feelings for both people, or that you can only be monogamous or something like that. It's just confusing. I guess. Homestuck 2. Electric Boogaloo. And with that, I think I'll end it off here. So, hopefully we get to see where Candy Dave went next time. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll look at what Ultimate Dirk is doing. I still want to see where Emma's Paint Reader actually comes from.